Just here waiting on the lineups to be announced. I'm very impatient. Said I'd come live for a little while just to see if there's anything going on. I hate waiting for these lineups to come in. I hate waiting for the match, the last hour. Just too impatient. Just want it to be kick off already. I'm gonna throw my what I think is going to be the starting lineup out there. So I've done a copy paste job here, so hopefully I've got this right. We'll see how close I get. So I think Leno, Bellerin, hopefully stick with holding Pablo Marie, because I don't see why either one of them should lose their spot, even with Gabriel back. Tierney, Xhaka, Partey, if Partey's fit, if he's fully fit to play, Saka, Aubameyang, Smith Rowe, and Lacazette. I know you could say that's not really fair. Pablo Marie gets dropped or holding, playing well. Not really fair if Gabriel comes back and takes his place. But yeah, you could say the same, I guess, in Partey's situation. But just think, yeah, Partey, complete different dynamic in midfield to what the defenders offer. I think it's a fairly like for like swap. Pablo Marie, Gabriel. We're not really leaking any goals with Pablo Marie and holding there. So unless someone needs a bit of rotation just for a bit of a rest, I don't see the point in changing it. But for Thomas Partey, yeah, he might just add something different, a bit more kind of balance and creativity. Hopefully, if he's fully fit, that's the plan. Yeah, our attack is starting to click, but definitely think if you could put Partey in there, just might give us a little bit extra as opposed to Elneny and Ceballos, even Xhaka. But Xhaka's undroppable, really, isn't he? And look, that's not to say he hasn't done well lately, but yeah, if he's fit, he's playing. That's a guarantee. I'd say he's the first name in the team sheet ahead of Leno. So hopefully these lineups will come in soon enough. I'm just being extremely impatient. Let me see. No, still no lineups. Checking Flashscore now. According to Flashscore, Martinelli will not play, but that's obviously not 100% confirmed. I normally look at Flashscore, but yeah, it's not always 100%. So I'm not going to go with that as it's 100% given that Martinelli isn't going to be included. You never know. I wouldn't expect him to be starting if he is available. But Flashscore reckon he is not taking part. But as I said, we haven't got any official lineups just yet. Although I do see here Chris Wheatley has tweeted Pablo Marie and Thomas Partey are both on the bench tonight. Double bubble first goal, yeah, 100%. Double bubble Zaha, hopefully not. Yeah, pain waiting on these lineups to come in. Absolute pain. Let's see, can I get some of the lads maybe to jump on? We see, can we get a bit of chat going? I think everyone's sitting around waiting on the lineups. Russ, how's things? All good, man. Just waiting on the lineups to be announced, being impatient. I tell you, the final hour before kickoff, it just kills me. I sit here and I'm like, I need to do something. I have to take my mind. I don't know whether it's pre-match nerves or what it is, pre-match excitement, combination of both. Just I have to do something. I sit here and talk shy for a while. See now what's the crack with these lineups. I don't know if you've seen it, but I just seen Chris Wheatley tweet it there. He's usually fairly reliable on Twitter, that Partey and Pablo Mari are going to be on the bench. I'm actually on the Fosters tonight. So no Guinness at the moment, but hey, that might all change later depending on the result. Guinness is the celebration drink. You get the Fosters just for the pre-match. We break out the good stuff with the 3 points. I actually still have a bottle of champagne in there from New Year's as well. So if we win another game, 5 on the bounce, you'd have to have a glass of champagne. Definitely. It is pretty awful. It is. I won't lie. But look, it's not the worst thing I've had in my mouth. So my missus will tell you that. Yeah, no, I don't mind. I've got cheap taste, so I'm easy pleased. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm easy pleased. What can I say? Let me see. Any news on this lineup? Arsenal lineup. I can see a few people tweeting that they're not happy with the lineup, but look, when are people ever happy with the lineup? Let's be fair. Somebody saying Kieran Tierney not with the Arsenal squad. Hey Gary, how's things? All good. As if anybody wants to jump on, I'm just sitting here, just killing time, waiting on the lineups. If anybody wants to jump on, and we'll have a quick chat before kickoff. Up to yourselves. I'm just bored here, looking for something to do. Let me know if you want to jump on. We'll have a bit of a chat before. Yeah, if we could do it, definitely. Yeah, you know what? I'm confident. I'm confident tonight. It's rare that I'm actually confident in a win against Palace. It's been a while since I've actually come into a Palace game feeling like, yeah, we should take the points. They've been a bit of a bogey side for us the last while. So look, hopefully we owe them. We owe them this one tonight now. We hopefully we turn them over. Still waiting on these lineups. Now I'm seeing just people on Twitter saying there's no Kieran Tierney with the squad. Pablo Mari is on the bench. Thomas Partey's on the bench. But I'm not seeing anything official at the moment. We have a bit of stalking going on here, it seems. Still not there. Oh. Here we go. Okay, the lineups are out. So for anyone who hasn't seen, I will type it in afterwards. But we've got Leno, Bellerin, David Luiz with Rob Holding, Maitland Niles, Granit Xhaka, Danny Ceballos, Bukayo Saka, Emil Smith Rowe, Aubameyang, and Lacazette. That's a strange starting 11. On the bench, Runerson, Gabriel, Cedric, Callum Chambers, Joe Willock, Thomas Partey, Willian, Pepe, and Eddie Nketiah. So no Balogun again. Surely he's gone. That's a very, very odd lineup now. I'm gonna actually see. Can I just throw that up on screen there so everybody can see that? Let me see. So there's the lineups there. Really, really, really strange lineup. Myself and Gary were having a discussion earlier about Gabriel coming back in and basically who is he going to replace? Was it going to be Holding or was it going to be Pablo Mari? And it looks like no Pablo Mari or Gabriel. David Luiz. So we didn't see that one. We didn't see that one coming. Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I didn't hear anything about an injury to Kieran Tierney. I don't know if anybody has, but this is news to me now. Ainsley Maitland-Niles coming in. You know what? Either or. In my line of work, I get called all sorts. So Anthony, Tony, whichever is easiest. Usually go with Anthony or Anto, but whichever you like. Yeah, really strange. Really, really strange. No Pablo Mari at all. This is feeling a little bit like when Unai Emery dropped a load of players before that Palace game. Yeah, suddenly my confidence that I had 5 minutes ago isn't quite the same as what it was. But look, and I know it's one of those. I think initially when you see a lineup and you shit yourself a little bit, but no, look, I'm gonna stay confident. I still think we'll get something. I still have faith. Maybe that's the Fosters talking now. Maybe if I was on the Guinness, I'd be seeing a bit more sense. But we'll see. Yeah, possibly no Balogun until the contract gets sorted out. Do you know what? I always think though in that kind of a situation, the contract situation, it's sort of between the player, the agent, and the club more so than the player and the manager. So, like Arteta as a manager, maybe this is just me, but I think if you feel like the guy should play and he's one of your better options to play, then just play him, regardless of whether if he's going, if he's whatever, he's going, he's staying. If you think he's going to do a job for you in the game and you need him to play him. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna be. I just can't see him. I can't see him staying. I don't know. Just all the signs just seem to be saying, he's on his way. I mean, surely if you want him to stay, you're gonna give him the minutes. Even put him on the bench. Give him something. It's not enough just to be training with the first team. He needs a bit more. I know. Look, obviously, money and agent is going to be a big factor, but you can at least do a bit on the playing side to convince him. And you never know, he might, if he was starting to see a pathway into the team, might get to a point where he goes, okay, do you know what, the demands we were looking for, we're willing to meet in the middle now. To say if he was looking for 50 grand, he might go, well, look, give us 35 and guarantee me you're going to give me some play time. at the moment he's not getting anything. Really strange. Tierney's resting. Yeah, look, in fairness, he deserves a rest. I can't think of a player that works harder than Kieran Tierney, and he's playing an awful lot of football. I suppose, yeah. Do you know, Newcastle was probably the ideal game to give him a rest in the FA Cup. I would have rather he got his rest in that game and then was good to go in this one, because don't get me wrong, I would love another FA Cup, but our league finish, I think, this season is a little bit more important now than an FA Cup. Again, I'm not going to be upset if we win the FA Cup, but if I have to choose one or the other, I'm giving up that FA Cup for a top 4 finish. Yeah, must be just a rest. Yeah, he doesn't seem like a player that ever needs a rest. But yeah, you can only do so much. But look, Maitland-Niles, no, I'm sure he's more than capable. He's a good player. I rate Maitland-Niles. So yeah, I'm not terribly upset that Maitland-Niles is going to get a run out. It's a good thing. Hopefully, look, Maitland-Niles might have a good game tonight and give Arteta something to think about. I'd like to see him included in the team a hell of a lot more than he has been. So we get, yeah, Saka. First off, he has been working hard, and yeah, for a young guy, he's playing an awful lot of football. And the thing is, with the young lads, they can do it. Like they can play a lot of football, but if you take the likes of Jack Wilshere, it can be detrimental to their career. I think that Jack Wilshere in his first season played, I don't know, 40 games or something like that, and then he was never the same after that. So you have to be careful with these guys. It's hard though. It is hard because obviously, he's performing week in, week out. He's giving it his all. So you want to throw him in the team, but yeah, you have to rest the guys now and again. Playing Luiz against Zaha with VAR could be a disaster. Playing Luiz in general could be a disaster, if VAR or not. Yeah, but definitely 100%. Oh, VAR, yeah. Zaha likes to show up against Arsenal. He really does. It's like he has that thing. It's like, he's an Arsenal fan, and it's like every time he plays against us, it's like he's trying to prove, I'm good enough. And I think definitely, especially since we went with Pepe over him, I think he's going to look at this and go, well, I'm going to show you made the wrong call. Bit like that fucker Harry Kane. He has that thing with Arsenal as well. Got released, so he said every time he plays Arsenal now, it's like a cup final for him, and he's up for it. Yeah, 100%. Bit unfair, Mari, to be totally dropped. I presume it's just to give him a break. Like I can understand. I can understand taking him out of the team if it's just to give him a rest. He definitely didn't do anything to warrant being dropped. And look, he is only back. He's played a lot of games back to back for a guy who's just come back from a long term injury. So yeah, I can understand. Yeah, it's a hard one now with kind of the run of games we have coming up. You're kind of going, there are players need a rest. Which game do you rest them in? Maybe the upcoming Newcastle game. Maybe that would have been the game. I don't know. Maybe could you have given these guys, one more go, try get the result tonight. Like we kind of see what Newcastle are all about. And we didn't play what I definitely would have regarded as being our strongest lineup against Newcastle in the FA Cup. And look, okay, we didn't beat them in 90 minutes, and it did take for the better players to come on. But I think maybe if we go with a bit more of a positive lineup from the off in that game, you'd like to think we'd have it wrapped up, maybe by the hour mark, and then you can start resting a few guys. So yeah, I would have liked for us just to kind of go for it in this one. But look, Maitland-Niles, yeah, I'm happy with him coming in. Outside of that, look, it's only really David Luiz, isn't it? It's basically the same side. David Luiz, Maitland-Niles, Danny Ceballos, yeah. And then on the bench, look, Gabriel, Partey, Pepe, I guess. Yeah, we should be okay. Rumor KT is injured. Yeah, let's hope not. Let's hope it's just precaution. I'd rather if he has to miss out because it's a precautionary thing. I'd rather I'm happy enough for him to miss out because we tried it with Partey against Spurs and we got badly burnt with that one. So look at him, he's still not fully back in the team. So look, yeah, still a long season to go, still a lot of games to play. The guys do need to rest. So look, any little niggles and strains, yeah, where we can, definitely give them a breather. Like I said, look, we've Maitland-Niles. He's more than capable. So hopefully we'll see after tonight. I know, good player. Do like Maitland-Niles. Xhaka Ceballos won't be long for this game. Partey and a half. As much as I want to see Partey, I hope that's not the case because that probably means that Xhaka and Ceballos will have been awful if they're being subbed at half time. So I'm hoping they play out their skin today, give us a good performance. I'd love to see Partey come on and not be required. Like bring him on just for a run out, as opposed to bring him on because we need a game changer. So fingers crossed. We're in the lead by the time Partey comes on and he doesn't have to overexert himself because we can't afford to have him out again. And I'm glad we're taking precaution with him. I'm glad we're not throwing him straight back in there. Like I thought he'd get a couple of minutes in the FA Cup, but he didn't. And he's starting. It's wise, I think, to start him on the bench tonight. We really cannot afford to have him repeat the injury again. Pablo Mari out, tightness in calf. Yeah, look, again, we've a big enough squad. We need to start using the players we have. So yeah, look, it's understandable. Like I said, he's been out a long time. He's only back. He's playing a lot of football back to back. So yeah, definitely. If you have to rest him, you have to rest him. No Elneny on the bench. Yeah, Elneny, I seen today actually. Didn't he sign for us this day? I can't remember how many seasons ago it was now because with that loan move in between, it's thrown me altogether. Was it probably 4 seasons or something? But yeah, it was on this date or this day, whatever amount of years ago it was. So I presume he's out celebrating. They gave him the day off. So no Elneny on the bench. Yeah, look, Elneny, he's not the worst. I do like Elneny. Elneny is, as I've said plenty of times in the past, he's a solid 7. He's a solid 7 of a player. Basically meaning he's never gonna play well, not never, because I thought he was pretty good against Man United at Old Trafford. It's quite rare he's gonna give you an unreal performance, but at the same time he's rarely gonna give you a terrible performance. He's always pretty solid, a pretty solid 7, maybe 6.5, 7. Maybe I'm being a bit generous with the 7. Yeah, so we have our lineups anyway. Yeah, so a couple of surprises in the lineup. But yeah, look, I'm confident. I still think we're going to get a result. And throw my prediction up here for everyone to see. So there's no comebacks. So that's my prediction there. 2-0 to Arsenal. So fire your predictions in there. So one of Xhaka and Ceballos need to stay back, give the defence cover from when Palace tried to break. Yeah, definitely. The problem is, I don't know if either of them are overly capable. They're not the most mobile pairing. I presume it's going to be Xhaka. It's going to be the man protecting the back four, and that usually concerns me a bit. Yeah, Danny Ceballos. Actually, Adam, you'd know a hell of a lot more about Danny Ceballos, being a Real Madrid fan. So you'd be able to tell us all about what Danny Ceballos is like from a defensive point of view. Because we haven't got an awful lot of Danny this season. I mean, he's playing, but he's not been consistent this season the way he was sort of last season. I can't imagine he's going to be here next season. I can't imagine we're gonna spend on him. Don't know if Arteta fancies him this season the way he did last season. Definitely can't see a third season on loan being an option. I don't see the point for the player or for the clubs. Especially if we're paying another fee to loan him again. Don't see the point. Do you know what I mean? Make a decision. You're either going to buy him or you're not going to buy him, or he wants to sign for us or he doesn't want to sign for us. What do Real want to do with him? So Gary is going 2-0 to the good side. Now that could be taken either way. We don't know who's the good side. If you're going by the last couple of times we played Palace, they could be the good side. But yeah, no, I think 2-0 to Arsenal as well. I'm gonna say, right, I'm gonna go goal scorers. I'm gonna say I can see Lacazette scoring. I just have a feeling Lacazette's gonna score. And do you know what? It's a toss-up here for me. I think we're going to score from maybe, a set piece or a corner or something. I think we're going to score a header. A David Luiz or Rob Holding. I'd be inclined to go maybe David Luiz from a header from a corner. But at the same time, Rob Holding, the new contract. I'm just going to go Rob Holding. I'm going to say Rob Holding's going to score a header. And Lacazette's going to score. They be my 2 goal scorers. And Russ is going 1-0 Arsenal. Laka. I take it. I would take it as long as it's a win for Arsenal. Ideally, a clean sheet. Definitely, ideally, a clean sheet. Laka, yeah. Laka's on good form. Ashton Almond, 2-0. I prefer the pace of Gabriel on the side. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like as me and Gary were talking about before the game, we were saying, yeah, look, do you bring Gabriel back in? Do you take Pablo Mari out? Or possibly take Holding out? And then you have this this argument of you've 2 left-footed central defenders. You've Gabriel, Pablo Mari. Me personally, I don't see the issue. I don't see why 2 left-footed central defenders can't play as a pair. I think people read into that a little bit too much. Like this whole, well, you have Rob Holding in there because he's your right footer, and you have Pablo Mari, he's your left foot. Now I've drawn a blank here, but I think is David Luiz right footed, Rob Holding's right footed. I could be wrong. I think they're both right footed. But sure, look, if that's the case, you have 2 right footers playing tonight. I don't see why you can't have 2 left footers. I don't think it matters as much at centre back. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, they should be well capable. They're professional football players. They should be well capable of using both feet if needed. But definitely, yeah, the pace of Gabriel over David Luiz, 100%. I guess maybe, look, we don't know Gabriel. We don't know exactly how fit he is. I know he is back training with the team, but he was isolating for a bit. So maybe, I'm sure he kept himself, doing a bit of training and a bit of work at home. But maybe Arteta just made the call based on the other lads having the bit of extra match preparation and training on grass and that. So maybe he's not 100% match fit. He could be fit, but might not be match fit. I see him probably getting a run out at some stage. But that'd be a bit of a concern though if he is getting a run out, because like the Partey situation, he's probably coming in because someone is not performing. So hopefully not the case. Apparently, if Mari makes one more appearance, we have to pay Flamengo 1 million as per the terms of the transfer. I actually heard something about this the other day, because this was a bit of there was a bit of confusion about this. I've seen people who were talking up, like bigging up Pablo Mari, and rightfully so. He has been very, very good. But they were saying, look, this guy only cost us 3.5 million. What a signing. And then I was thinking, I was going 3.5 million. I was like, I was nearly sure it was reported he cost us about 12 million when we first took him. And then someone, it might have been Gary, I can't remember who it was now, but someone pointed out that, I think it could have been actually it might have been Ray, 3 or 4 million we actually paid, but then the rest of the 12 million is made up of appearance fees. So say for every 10 games we pay like that a million. So what is he would he be hitting his 10th appearance tonight? I no idea how many games he's played. He played the last 4 he played against City. That was 5 when he got injured. He's played the Europa League. I remember scoring a goal in the Europa League. That was 6. So he must be on about 9, is he? Yeah, it is. It's a bit strange. Maybe we're waiting on that big 120 million check to clear from the bank before we can put him back in the side. Yeah, that's in around that's like what I was hearing. It's a really weird one. It's like I said, I don't know how many games he's on. He must be on about 9 or so. I just seems ridiculous not to be playing. Like if that's the case, I presume it's something more. Like it must be muscle strain or something. But it would just be mad not to be playing him, because we'd have to pay another million. Like what are they waiting till Socrates goes or something, and then they can afford to pay the extra million or something? Then again, this is Arsenal. We don't know. Every 10 matches Mari plays, we pay $1 million. Guess he's got a tight one till May. Yeah, it looks that way. That would be the Arsenal way, all right, wouldn't it? That would be the Arsenal way. It'd be just typical. We'll see now. He'll be ruled out till the end of the season now, and we make a few saves, or we clear a few players off the books, and then suddenly he's fit and available to play again. Yeah, could well be. We are in January. Mysteriously, he's got this injury now, and we're due to pay that bonus. So, still waiting on Ozil and Socrates deals out of the club to be announced. Maybe we're trying to convince Balogun to stay by throwing £1 million at him, and we're saying, "Sorry, Pablo, we need you to sit it out for a while until this kid takes this money, and then we'll see." Oh, man, it wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't. Like some of the stuff that's gone on at this club over the last couple of years, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. It really wouldn't. It is kind of funny timing though, with this new director of football coming in. This is it Richard Garlick? He's looking at he's taking over all the contracts and that, and he gets appointed today. Suddenly Pablo Mari gets a tight muscle. Flamengo have to wait for their £1 million. Yeah, it's all very convenient time. No, hopefully not. Hopefully that's not the case now. I actually haven't seen the Palace lineup yet. I'll have a look out for Crystal Palace here now. Interesting to see who actually here. Do you know what? I have Flash Score here in front of me. Throw the two lineups up would be the easiest. Yeah, but that's a bit handier there. Oh, or not. So Palace, yeah, Zaha and Easy. Is it Easy? Ezzy? Ex-Arsenal youth player, released by the club at the age of 13. Went on to QPR. It's one of those, it's like, every time an ex-player plays against us, you're kind of worried. You're sort of saying, this guy's going to do something here tonight. It's that's always the fear. So himself and Zaha on that left hand side, yeah, definitely cause for concern. Because wouldn't it be just typical, a kid we released when he's a youth, getting this opportunity against us tonight. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Adam, now with Valverde there, Ceballos is done at Madrid. He's not really done as well as I thought he would for Arsenal. Maybe he's too weak. Should be more than capable of controlling the game tonight. Yeah, I think we all got a bit overexcited when we saw that Burnley performance. We thought this last season. We thought, this is Ceballos. This is what he does. We saw a different player, I think, that night than we've seen since. Does it personally? I don't know. I don't overly rate Ceballos. I'm not saying he's a bad player by any means. He's definitely got ability. Yeah, I just think we should go in a different direction. I'd like us to go a bit more direct. He's a good player for retaining the ball. He's definitely a bit more mobile than Xhaka and Elneny, but yeah, I think we just too many centre midfielders, just too slow with the ball. We just get the ball to centre midfield, and we need someone that's going to play it quick, quick, dynamic. These party offers something completely different. But yeah, Danny Ceballos again. Look, as a squad option, yeah, he's okay. But yeah, no, I wouldn't want to be dependent on him every single week. Not for Arsenal. Like I said, maybe the Spanish game he might suit a bit better. I just have a feeling he's going to go to Real Betis. Big Betis fan, isn't he? I just see him playing for Real Betis. I definitely don't think his future is at Arsenal. Needs to cut out the diving as well. Drives me crazy with the diving. I mean, like, you go shoulder to shoulder with him and he's on the ground screaming, holding his ankle, and I've no time for that. I can't do it. I don't care if he wins as a penalty. I don't want to see it. I just don't want to see that. Xhaka would have to sit because Ceballos isn't the one in that midfield for that job. Yeah, definitely. Although funny, I seen statistics a little while ago. This is going back a while ago, but Ceballos is one of our better players defensively. It's kind of funny though. It's not one of them where he doesn't really stand out. I know for me when I'm watching a game, he doesn't really stand out for me defensively. But if you go by the statistics, but saying that again, statistically, I think last season at one point Pepe was our most solid defensive player. He had the most tackles. So stats tell one side of a story, but they don't give the complete picture. I try not get too hung up on the stats where I can avoid it. Because yeah, look, if you're going by stats the whole time, sure, you could say, look, Ceballos and Xhaka played tonight, and they could have 80 passes between them and complete 100% of the passes, and you think, well, that's great. And then you look at it and go, well, they were all sideways, or they were all back to the centre half. It doesn't tell the full extent of the story. Yeah, Milivojevic playing tonight as well. So yeah, David Luiz would want to be careful, because if we give away any penalties tonight, well, he's going to score. He's a good set piece taker. Don't recognise that left back for Palace, Mitchell. Possibly a young player playing tonight. I'm not very well up on me Crystal Palace players outside of the usual names. So that's not a name that I recognise. So maybe something for us to exploit down that side. Look, I like, at least we've Bukayo Saka on the right hand side. Definitely liking Saka on the right, and even for the likes of Hector Bellerin, I think you get a better performance generally out of Bellerin when you've somebody that's a bit how they put it, kind of harder working in front of him, rather than a Willian and a Pepe. They do their thing, but they defensively, I think if you're a right back, you're going to be left fairly exposed. I think we know Bellerin's not the most accomplished defender as a right back. I think his strength is definitely going forward. So definitely having Saka there, I think Saka's going to do a bit more of the covering work and the pressing that you wouldn't get out of Pepe and Willian. So hopefully Bellerin will have a good game now tonight. So the one thing I will say with David Luiz, just looking there at the lineup, like David Luiz, whatever about David Luiz as a defender, I don't think he's a bad defender. He has that error, the error in him that can cost you, but he definitely gives you a different dynamic from an attacking kind of sense, which I know sounds mad because he's a centre back, but if you actually watch him play, a lot of our play starts from the back. It starts from David Luiz, and he always looks for the guy on the wing, or like say tonight, for example, I think Smith Rowe might be seeing a lot of the ball from David Luiz to try build up the play. So in that sense, he's definitely not a negative aspect in the team. I think we actually missed that for a while he wasn't playing, because for a good while he was probably our best kind of attacking outlet, which again is crazy to say because he's your centre half. But a bit similar to like I went to watch Ajax play last season. I went over to Amsterdam and I watched the game, and they had Daley Blind playing centre half. And watching him for the whole game and seeing everything from that Ajax team started with Daley Blind. Every time he got the ball sprayed out left or sprayed out right, out to Quincy Promes, out left, out right, through the centre. He was hitting passes from his own penalty area. It was just unreal. And I see similarities with that in David Luiz. He knows his limitations. He's not the quickest. Like I said, he's prone to a mistake, but he's definitely a good passer of the ball. Wouldn't mind seeing him maybe moved up to a central midfield role. I think he'd probably be a little less dangerous in that kind of a role. we're not defending, or we're not depending on him being our last line of defense. And as I said, he can pick a pass. Like, to be fair to him, he can pick a pass. I think he started a few games start of the season. That is Mitchell. Yeah, just maybe he plays every game. I haven't a clue. I'd be lying if I said I knew who he was. Do you give live quite often? I'm doing something right now. I'd like to come on at some point. Do you know what? This is about my second time, as you can tell by how badly set up this is. This was just a spur of the moment. I was just, like I said, bored waiting for the game to start, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna jump on, and if anyone's there, we'll get a bit of chat going. Just add to the build up of the game. This is about the second time I've done this just by myself. It's difficult. It is difficult. It's great. I really appreciate having everybody here in the chats, because if you fire questions, it's great because it gives us something to work off of. It can be very difficult to sit here and control a live chat, especially when it's just spur of the moment and you've not really got any topics of interest. It'd be one thing if I jumped on because I was saying, hey, did you hear about this guy signing, or did you hear about this guy going this way? So all I've got to go off of right now is just waiting on the lineups and the questions. So yeah, I really appreciate a couple of you coming on and throwing a few questions out there and give me something to waffle on about for a while. But yeah, I've done a few lives, kind of with a friend of mine. We've gone live twice, I think, and then I've done lives like this. This is my second time doing it again, just kind of spur of the moment, sitting about, just said we jump on. But you know what? It's like the more you do it, from being on a couple of YouTube channels myself now, Arsenal Fan Circle especially, I'm getting to know a couple of guys. Like, see, like DWTT Gary there, he would be a regular with myself on Arsenal Fan Circle. So Gary and guys like that, if they're on, will always come on and support and like that, give you a couple of questions and that, and it's much appreciated. So the more you kind of get out there and get a bit of exposure, you get to know people, and when you do the lives, then it's a bit handier then. But yeah, I'm really inexperienced with this at the moment. Just sometimes you just have to jump in and give it a shot. Generally, when we do it like that, I'm usually a part of Arsenal Fan Circle, so that one is generally controlled by Ray, and then Gary, and that, and then there's a whole panel of guys, and usually we'll have a whole list of topics to talk about. And instead of just listening to my boring voice the whole time, you can listen to a panel of, sometimes there's 6 of us, sometimes there's 3 of us, but it's great because you get complete different varying opinions, and then the conversation just flows so much better than just listening to one person the whole time. But yeah, 100% though. I'm only dabbling with this at the moment. Like I said, with my own YouTube channel, I literally only started just over a week ago. I'm not fully sure what direction I even really wanted to go at the minute, because like that, I'm running the podcast at the moment on Spotify and a few other places, and I've sort of moved the podcast over onto YouTube just to kind of give me the start on YouTube. And then like that, the guys at Fan Circle have been great. They brought me on, so I'm getting used to doing these kind of things here, streaming a little bit. So getting a bit more comfortable with that. And the more I'm doing, the more I'm kind of leaning towards the YouTube side of it. So eventually I would love to do, to kind of, invite people on, and we just talk Arsenal basically. But yeah, it's just trying to get comfortable with it right now. But no, 100% Russ. As soon as I'm ready to go with that, 100%, I'll definitely have you on, and we'll just chat Arsenal shit, But you have to have a pint of Guinness when you're doing it. That's the only rule. I'll get my pint of Guinness, you get yours, and we'll do it. And Gary's here. Gary's the OG. Gary knows the score. So maybe Gary might come on, provide a bit of guidance for us as well. Good review show. Maybe I could join you when I'm free. This work thing gets in the way. Yeah, no, thanks very much, Gary. Appreciate that. Yeah, no, 100%. I know all about it. I'm working, but I'm not working. If that makes sense. Yeah, I can't say too much, but I think Adam, if Adam is still there, Adam knows. Adam knows what I mean by that. Yeah, we're unofficially working, but at the same time, they still have us doing a little bit of work. So, yeah, no, work does still get in the way a little bit. But look, this is with all this madness, all the lockdown and stuff going on. This is great. You know, it's sorry, turn off the rat behind me because it scalded the arse off me there. Yeah, but no, this is great because this gives you something to be doing during the day. I mean, it's a long day like that when you're not in your place of work and like that. The more it is that you do, the more people you meet, and it's a great community of Arsenal fans we have out there. There's so much support. Everybody is 100%. Everyone I've come across has been so supportive, 100%. Like, definitely, if I can support anybody in the way I've been supported, I'm more than happy to do so. So if anybody at any point wants me, come on, talk Arsenal, I'm more than happy to do it. And let's see, Russ. Me and Gary talk crap all the time in the Arsenal podcast. We're doing a watch on time of your interest. You know what? Ryan Fletcher, isn't it? He actually did message me. He's messaged me a couple of times asking me to come on. Usually, what happens is though, when the times I do get to watch the match live, I usually have my daughter running around like a mad thing, so it can be hard to find time, like quiet time like this. So I'd have to really kind of pick and choose when I can and can't do certain things. Like Fan Circle is usually great because we're usually quite late at night for some of the episodes, so she's either asleep or yourself. But yeah, just find the time because I don't think anybody wants to hear a 5-year-old running around shouting "Obama who, Obama what" in the background while we're trying to watch the game. Yeah, definitely. I have watched a couple of times. I definitely have watched a couple of times. Oh, it is really, really cool. No, again, like that's something I'd love to do myself. Again, just to add to the buzz of the game itself. It's, I guess, the closest thing we can have at the moment to sitting around with your friends or family and actually watching a live game. So yeah, no, definitely I want to get more involved with doing this kind of thing, the lives and the chats and the watch alongs and all that. So definitely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think what I'll do is like that when I get off this, I'll stick it on the laptop and I'll put it beside me and I'll watch everyone hopefully cheering on a couple of goals for Arsenal while I'm watching the game. So nearly there. 15 minutes to go. Look, this has been great though. This has killed a bit of time and definitely got me even more in the mood for the match now. So yeah, so look, I think I'll wrap it up. I'll leave it at that. Give everyone plenty of time to go get themselves set up for the game. Be time for me to go pour a few more drinks. Oh, stick on the Fosters. I haven't got any Guinness, so I've only got Fosters, Coors. I have some wine, but I don't drink wine. And like I said, I still have that champagne from New Year's. So maybe if we win, I tell you what, if we win by 4 clear goals tonight, I'll come on, I'll do a live, and I'll down that bottle of champagne. Watching all the Arsenal podcasts, I feel like I know more about them. Yeah. Yeah, do you know what? It's funny, like, because in my kind of like friend circle and that, I'm the only actual Arsenal fan. But like everybody that's coming on, like to watch when I do lives or who's listening to my podcast, watching my videos, the majority of those people aren't actually Arsenal fans. Like my good friend Pat, that did my first 2 lives with me. You know, we went live and we just talked football. He's actually a Tottenham fan, and like I said, we were talking general football, because obviously it's not fair to him to just have a talk about Arsenal, and obviously he knows more about Spurs, but he knows general football and he knows the Premier League and that. So look, I don't just want to. Obviously, my content is going to be Arsenal based, but I'm happy enough to jump on a chat and talk to anyone from any fan base. Just talk football. Ideally, Arsenal. Yeah, ideally that'd be. I'm not going to say my area of expertise, but that's obviously what I know, or what I pretend to know. Many who watch my content will probably argue. Um, but yeah, look, it's open to everybody. I've seen it a few times actually, on Fan Circle, and actually I did a live chat with Daniel the Blind Gooner, and I seen in the live chats at one point there was Leicester City fan account. I think on Fan Circle, I think there was a Man United fan account. You have Brownie, who's a good regular, good friend of ours as well, who's a Cardiff City fan. So, like, there's so many different people. You don't necessarily have to support Arsenal to jump in on these chats. Do you know what I mean? You jump in, get involved, just talk football. Uh, yeah, I'm happy enough to chat to anybody. So yeah, but yeah, Adam. For people who don't know, Adam's a good friend of mine and who's a Real Madrid fan. But we're gonna try convert them to an Arsenal fan, or at least Arsenal. We're gonna make that your Premier League team, whether you like it or not. Actually, Adam, I had Cahill come on. Cahill is another friend of ours. He's a Man United fan, and like that, I even had him tuning into Arsenal fan circle one night. So there was one night we had Megan, we had Cahill, and we had Pat, 2 Man United fans and a Spurs fan, came on to watch me talk Arsenal. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm slowly infecting them with the Arsenal. Yeah, look, I'm gonna wrap it up. So again, thanks so much, lads, for watching. Thanks for throwing the comments out there. Thanks for giving me something to waffle about for a little while. Thanks for passing the time for me, and thanks for building the excitement ahead of the match. So yeah, that was pretty cool. So hopefully we'll keep doing more of these, a bit more regular. And like that, Russ, Gary, and Adam, if you want to come on, whoever wants to come on, uh, definitely more than welcome. Come on, we'll talk Arsenal. We'll talk Adam. You can come on. We'll talk Danny Ceballos, Real Madrid. So yeah, look, lads, enjoy the game. Thanks again for coming on. Come on, you Gunners. Another 3 points tonight. I'll see y'all later.